Hi, I'm disability lawyer David Brannon. I'm going to talk to you now about this thing about multiple medical conditions and a CPP disability claim. That's a situation where you have not just one medical problem, you've got a bunch. And by multiple, I mean like 5 to 10. What you're going to learn in this video is my perspective on this and how I think you should approach a case strategically if you have more than 5 medical conditions, a lot of them, how you should approach your case to give yourself the best chance of success. Now, if you like this video, please hit the bell notification and don't forget to subscribe and also leave us some comments down below. We'd love to get your comments and we'll always respond. So when doing a CPP disability claim, you need to use different strategies based on your specific situation. So I'm often presented with clients who come with multiple medical problems going on. And even they will admit, like, this is just out of control. I've got all these different problems, all these different diagnoses. And when you get into like 5 or more, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, different medical problems and diagnosis, it can be overwhelming. So with these cases, you do have to approach them in a very strategic fashion. There's a few reasons for that. The most obvious one is if this thing goes to a tribunal hearing, you will have about an hour, maybe a little bit more, to present your case. If you have to present a case about 5 to 10 different medical conditions, you can see how you will run out of time and it's possible to lose the attention of the judge. There's a general rule for any type of legal case. This applies whether you're doing a criminal case, if you're defending someone against criminal charges, or if you're doing any type of a car accident case, even a CPP disability case. When you're the person who has to prove something, you want to keep it simple, as simple as possible. One of the things that they teach lawyers in law school is when you're going to do these appeals, don't go and do an appeal on 15 different issues. Pick your 1, 2, 3 best. Number 3 is a good number. Pick your 3 best or less, focus on those. Don't use this approach where you're just trying to throw everything. It's like throwing everything up and seeing what sticks. Pick your 3 best, go in, focus on that. By doing that, you are helping the decision maker, the judge. Really, the case is about what do they expect? What do they want to see? What's easier for them? What incentives do they have? So when you're strategically doing this, if you have a case where there's multiple medical conditions, you have to think, how will we present this case in a way that is best for the decision maker? They're going to have a hard job probably putting all these different conditions together and figuring out what's going on. And the more you give them, the more likely they're going to be confused, or they're not going to know what's the most important thing to focus on. So what we do in these cases is we sit down and we list out all the medical conditions. Then I'm looking for the 2 to 3 most important from the point of view of the CPP disability claim and the point of view of what's going to be expected by the decision maker. So how do you pick the right ones? Because a lot of people feel like it's all of them. I have to, like, they really want to be able to talk about all these things and they think they're all equally important. Or maybe none of them is as bad. Maybe they all think they're all sort of as bad. But there are going to be some that are more important than others, because we're going to focus on the medical conditions and the symptoms that relate to your capacity to work. Some of these conditions, if you had them on their own, they would not prevent you from working. We want to focus on the ones that really affect your job ability to work on a regular basis, to hold down a job. And we're going to zero in like a laser beam on those 2 to 3. And so picking those 2 to 3 is important. And then coordinating how to talk on those 2 to 3 is going to be very important. And then working so you resist the urge when you're talking about those 2 to 3, not to go and then go off on the tangent of all the other, all the other 7 or 8 of them. So that is a hard thing to do. Now, it doesn't mean that we would diminish the importance of all these medical conditions. We would include them all in a written brief that you would give to it would either be in your written submissions as part of your reconsideration appeal or your application to Service Canada, or it would be the written brief, which is the written arguments we would give the judge at the tribunal. That's where you can kind of talk and lay out all the different conditions to a certain point, but even then you would still zero in on the most important ones. And when you do that, you focus the attention of the judge, and a focused mind is one that is going to be much more in your favor in terms of helping them better understand your situation. So just to summarize, you want to focus your case. The more information is usually the worst for someone who's trying to prove something in court. You want to make it as simple as possible. And when you're into multiple medical conditions above 5, it's starting to get confusing and there's going to be a lot of information there. So what you want to do is be able to zoom in and focus on those that are going to be most important for determining disability and your capacity to work. That can take a lot of thinking and how we're going to zero this in, but that's something that has to be done. Where we find people make mistakes here is that they're very invested in all of these conditions and they really they like to talk and get it off their chest. And that is, again, that feels good for you, but it is not the approach to win a CPP disability case. You win the CPP disability case by focusing on the decision maker and what they feel is important and what they expect. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the judge will appreciate it when you work that way because it makes their job easier and they'll be able to be more focused and better understand your situation. Now, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you don't like it, then maybe don't hit the like button, but leave us a comment and tell us why you don't agree. We love a conversation. I'm always open to hearing other perspectives and we will reply to you. Also hit the bell notification and the subscribe button and you'll get these videos. You'll get notice of them a couple times a week when we put them out. And please keep on working on your case and we will see you back here next time.